front and get that card if you have a lower credit score and you can't be approved by a regular credit card. So that's going to cost you a little money to do that one. But like I said, it could be a little money. You don't have to get a security card for $1,000. You could probably get one for $300. You can get one for $500. If it's going to help you improve your credit score, then I'm gonna suggest that you go ahead and get a security card. I will tell you this: you do need a bank account. There's people that are unbanked. They don't use their bank accounts at all. They don't have one for whatever reason, check system, what have you. You're going to have a very, very tough time getting a secure card without a bank account. So make sure you know that before you go applying for your security card. You should be able to get it. Secure card is not that card at Walmart that you walk in and you pick it up and you put money in it. That's not a secure card. If you got questions, again, contact me, 800 creditscoreman at gmail.com. Report on-time payments. So, I told you this before. I think I did a whole show about this. You can have, if you're a renter and you've been renting for years or you just started renting or whatever, you don't own a home, you're not getting the benefit that homeowners get because they have a mortgage and it's going on their credit report and that helps them if they're paying on time, you can have your rent reported to your credit report. You can get that done. You got questions about that, you can contact me. I'll send you the information that I have. One thing you want to look out for, you want to make sure that they report to all three credit bureaus. Ideally, that's what you want it to do, whichever company you happen to use for that. You may have to talk to your landlord about doing this, especially if you're renting from an individual landlord and not a big old conglomeration. You might have to do that. So contact them, see if you can get your rent placed onto your credit report, especially if you always pay your rent on time. You've been renting forever. You've never been evicted or anything of that nature. Take advantage of this and get your rent put on your credit report. Some places will even do it with your utilities. So if you pay your utilities on time, that probably wouldn't work well for me because I usually pay them. I just don't pay them. If they do on the 12th, then they might get paid on the 15th as long as my lights don't get cut off. So make sure that you do that as well. So payments on time. Doesn't cost you a dime to do that, right? Set up auto payments. So then you don't miss anything. So then you'll have that 100% payment history because you won't miss anything. So set up auto pay. Make sure you got enough money in your account for sure every month when that particular payment has to come around, but you can set up auto pay. Doesn't cost you a dime to do it. You'll always be on time. You don't have to set up for everything. That don't mean you got to set it up for your cable bill and your utility bill because they're not necessarily on your credit report unless you just requested it like I was just talking about. But if there's something else that does, you've got your credit cards or you have your car loan and you got your student loans or whatnot, put it on auto pay. Put it on auto pay. Make sure you got enough money in there. Doesn't cost you a dime. It'll keep you and maintain a good good payment history for you, and that of course helps you with your credit score. So, I already talked about your credit cards before, and maybe even getting a security card, and how Jared closed my card. Keep your accounts open. I'm just telling you right now. So the last thing you want is to have a card for 7 years and then it closes on you and you're not using it. So keep those accounts open. Make sure you talk to them if you're not using them and what have you. Keep those accounts open. This doesn't cost you a ton of money and it helps you with your length of history. It also helps you with your debt utilization because if they close that card, your debt utilization is going to go up because now you don't have the benefit of that, $1,000 limit or that $10,000 limit or whatever it is. You're going to have those issues. This one will cost you money, but I'm saying this in this regard. Only use or try to get money for the purpose of something that you actually need. Not to go out and get something that you want. Get something that you actually need. So I'm talking about a credit building loan. I did a whole show about Self-Lender, which is basically a credit building loan. Credit building loan, you can get it at your local credit union. They'll help you. They'll report to your to the credit bureaus, all three of them, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And this way, if you get this particular loan, then You'll be saving some money at the same time. You basically don't lose any. The interest that you pay, you get most of it, if not all of it back. So it works out for you. But make sure when you enter this contract, like you do anything else, to actually follow through. If you've got to pay $20 a month, please pay the $20 a month. It's going to hurt your credit if you don't follow through with that. So credit builder loan. And then, of course, you want to monitor your utilization. Keep that down, 30% or less. 30% or less. Now, the lower the better. You go from 30% to 10%, man, you're going to see your credit score start to soar. So that's off your debt utilization. And then one of the other things that you can do to help you with your debt utilization is to actually increase your credit limits. But again, like I said a couple weeks ago, don't spend that extra. Don't spend the extra. If you got a $1,000 limit and you give them a call and they say, okay, now you got an $1,800 limit, don't spend that extra. That's not the point of what we're doing this for. So again, know thyself. So that's basically, I think that's all. I think that's all that I got for you today. I had a couple of little things I wanted to throw at you, but we'll save those for next week because we're well past time today, 35, 36 minutes after. So again, thank each and every one of you guys for coming in. I truly appreciate it. 30,000 listeners to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it? So thank you again. I want to ask you to basically go out there and share. You got to go out there and share this show. And I want to give you this last little tip. Now, Thanksgiving is coming up. So happy Thanksgiving, first of all. Let me tell you happy Thanksgiving. But if you were riding with me last year, and there's a lot of new listeners since last year, told you guys to be careful. Be careful about taking advantage of, if you go ahead and fill out this credit card application, we'll give you an extra 20% off. Now, you came in the store, you knew what you wanted, you had your list, you saw that it was already 70% off. If you got there at midnight on Friday, or if you got there Thursday at 5 o'clock, or whatever it is, you knew what you were doing already. Don't fall for that. Only apply for credit when you actually need it. So I'm telling you now, everywhere you go, I don't care if it's Kohl's, if it's Sam's Club, if it's Target, if it's Macy's, if it's Neiman Marcus, I don't care, wherever you go, when you go out, if it's Best Buy, when you go out on this Thursday or this Friday, Toys R Us, wherever you go, they're going to be like, hey, don't you want to apply for this credit card? Don't you want to apply for this credit card? Let me tell you how much you're really going to save. So this item was $300. You're already getting it now. You're only getting it for $80. But if we give you this credit card, you're going to get this item for $50. And you're going to be like, man, that's a deal. That's a deal and a half. Let me go ahead and fill that thing out. Only apply for credit that you absolutely need, especially if you're in the throes of trying to increase your credit score. If you don't need that particular card, if it's not going to help you out, then leave it alone. If you're one of these people that don't have any credit cards, you might want to go ahead and do that. But if you're a person, you got 6 or 7 credit cards already, you don't absolutely need it. If you were going to charge it anyway and you got credit on something else, maybe that's what you want to do. You want to use the card that you already have in your hand, then to get that other 20% off, and then watch your credit score drop a little bit, because you're going to get the inquiry, and then whether you're approved or not, you're going to get that inquiry, and it's going to drop a little bit. And do you actually need it? Do you actually need it? Does that put you over the quote-unquote threshold for too many accounts or whatever it is? So make sure that you watch yourself and you govern yourself accordingly when it comes out to these good salespeople. I mean, they're good salespeople. They almost got me last year. I swear they almost got me in Kohl's last year. They were like, man, we'll give you another 25% off whatever I was buying. It was like $300, and it could be $60. I almost went for it myself. So be diligent. Guard yourself when it comes to that, all right? So, again, thank you for coming in. Listen to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Come back next week. Tell me, send me some emails. Let me know how good you did by, saying no to all those people trying to offer you those credit card offers. All right, so before I get out of here, you know how I got to do it. Kobe, Cameron, and Carter, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm out.